I said salute to the untouchable True School Sports Empire.
That's
Taking
right, the
over
untouchable.
not only the South Florida boxing scene, but the worldwide boxing scene.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, wanted to give my thoughts, extended thoughts on Caleb Plant versus Anthony Dirrell and the aftermath of everything that transpired because, man, Caleb Plant took his shovel out and put him in the dirt. So it was what it was. I don't want to make too much of a fuss about it because truth be told, Anthony Dirrell was like 37 years old. He's a guy that 38 years old. You know, I thought he would put up a bit more of a fight, but, you know, the fight was what it was. And it was a great way for Caleb Plant to announce to the world that he is in fact back and that he is here to, you know, make a statement in the 168 division. Now, Caleb Plant said that after this fight he wanted to fight the biggest and best names. Now, for me personally, I know Jamal Charlo is a thing in the division. I really don't care about the Jamal Charlo fight. Personally, I don't really care about Jamal Charlo because Jamal Charlo doesn't care about Jamal Charlo. So why should I care? If Jamal Charlo doesn't care about Jamal Charlo, then why should Brendan Taylor, True School Sports, the untouchable True School Sports Empire, give a damn about Jamal Charlo? So to hell with that fight. To me, there is one and only one fight to make in the super middleweight division for Caleb Plant next, and that comes in the form of David Benavidez. I think that fight's been marinated long enough. We know that Samson Lukowicz didn't want the fight. I don't know what Samson Lukowicz's take is on that fight now. Maybe I might need to get Samson on the channel my damn self to figure it out myself. But I really think it's the right time because now they have a common opponent. Caleb Plant is coming off now the most sensational knockout victory of his entire career. Probably the most sensational knockout he'll ever have in his career, truth be told. And you know, he's built up a good profile for himself since being champion and then fighting Canelo and then now this knockout. So things are going really well for him, and I really believe that you know, with Benavidez, he's 26-0, 23 knockouts. He's a guy that did a lot of talking, and honestly, in my opinion, I mean, both these guys talk, but truth be told, only one of these guys has been disciplined. Only one of these guys was kept himself in position to fight Canelo long enough to get the fight. And only one of these guys has been a consummate professional. And it's not David Benavidez, it's Caleb Plant. So I feel like Benavidez is a very talented fighter. He's obviously accomplished some great things in his career, being the youngest fighter to ever win a super middleweight title. But, you know, I just feel like he, in my opinion, and it's so proven otherwise, I think he's one of the most overrated fighters in boxing. The guy refuses to move up to 175, right? And I've talked about that enough and beat that like a dead horse. But you guys know how I feel about that. He continues to say Caleb Plant was a bitch and a pussy and all these things when it came to fighting him, when his own manager said that, you know, they're not going to make the fight in 2020. But he continued to go on and on and on about it. So the way I see it is Dave Benavidez in 2023 needs to put up or shut up because some of these guys at 68 are avoiding him, but he's not exactly being proactive with his career either. He's not trying to go to 75, you know, where he really should be, you know. So I feel like this fight would be one of the best fights in boxing. We talked a lot this weekend about how to promote a fight. Alicia Bumgarner and Michaela Mayer gave everybody a clinic in how to properly promote a big fight. And I think that this fight would actually be, build-up wise, between Benavidez and Plant, it would be one of the best build-ups in boxing. Because you know, David don't like Caleb. Caleb don't like David. They both feel like they're top guys at 68. Benavidez feels like, you know, he's the Mexican monster and all these guys don't want to fight him, which I don't agree with. Caleb Plant feels like, you know, he's gotten a lot better and developed as a fighter since the Canelo fight, and he wants to establish himself as a top dog, the creme de la creme, the Dun Dada of the super middleweight division. So the only way to get to that point in the super middleweight division is for these two to fight each other. And I would say preferably at the latest, these two should be fighting in May of next year. May of next year, make the fight happen. It'd be a great fight to headline a card in Las Vegas. I don't know, maybe if it's an MGM fight. I don't think it's an MGM fight, but if Benavidez and Caleb Plant can move some tickets like that, then maybe it could be an MGM Grand type of fight. But yeah, this fight doesn't need to be marinated anymore. It doesn't need any more trash talk. It doesn't need Benavidez to get another highlight reel knockout. It doesn't need Caleb Plant to get another win under the belt. The time to make Benavidez versus Plant is the next fight. So I'm gonna say it like this: if it's not the next fight, then I'm the same way I'm treating the two guys at welterweight who will remain nameless because they refuse to fight each other. And Al Heyman and apparently Showtime don't have the money to even pay them, as I've stated before. You know, just the same way I don't care about that fight, I'll stop caring about this one. So yeah, hopefully Louis Takubas Jr., Samson Lukowitz, Al Heyman, Sam Watson, all parties involved, PBC can do the right thing, because I'm intrigued. I'm now very intrigued about this fight. You know, Caleb Plant is with Stephen Breadman Edwards, who's telling him to box. He was telling him to box and fuck the crowd and all this stuff last night. And it was kind of pissing me off, but then it led to a big knockout shot. So, you know, hey, respect to him. This is a results-based business. So even if the process may have been a little bit dull, the result is ultimately what matters. And Caleb Plant went in there and sent Anthony Dirrell to the shadow realm and put him in the dirt. You know, so and retired him in emphatic fashion. So with that being said, I would like to see this fight happen next, because I don't think Caleb Plant can fight that way. The way he was fighting Anthony Dirrell from rounds 1 to 8 before he knocked him out, I would be very hard. It would be very hard for me to believe that he could do that the day of Benavidez, because Benavidez is gonna walk forward. He's gonna have a much higher punch output than Dirrell. So I feel like Plant would have to either A, move a lot more, stick and move a lot more, or B, he'd have to sit and plant. No pun intended, but sit and plant and throw some grown man punches a lot earlier in the fight than he was when he fought Anthony Dirrell, which would then, you know, bring into question, would he have the stamina to last Dave Benavidez going into the back half of a fight? So because of his new some stylistic tweaks from Stephen Breadman Edwards, and because of how Benavidez fights, to me, the fight has never been more interesting than it is right now, and I don't think PBC should waste any more time. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You can let me know what you guys think. Who you guys favoring? Are you guys favoring Benavidez if they fight? Are you favoring Plant if they fight? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
And I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing, too. You are spectacular. And
Thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.